Hello and welcome to round 2 from HTA Elite. Today we are back in Italy. Today I think we're gonna have good action on track. Well, probably TRS train, but who knows? Maybe we get a surprise and we see a race such as the one we had in Bahrain. Last week it was Sparks who took the win, followed by Lonnie and Harrison David on the podium. And to be honest, it was quite an exciting race. Like Lonnie made an epic comeback from 12th in the grid. If I don't remember, yeah, I think it was 11th on the grid. And probably will. Well, I expect to see more of him today. We are almost full grid. That it should be a good thing. And in the constructors, surprisingly, it's not Williams who is leading after CRG Gamer had to DNF the race after a disastrous race. It's Alfa Romeo with 20 points, followed by Williams after Sparks wins, and Red Bull is in third. Mercedes, Ferrari, and Haas don't have points at the moment, but they still can score, of course. They have today to do. So at the moment, I'm alone in the commentary box, but I'm expecting Daniel or B8 Field to join later on the race. So we are already in qualifying. I would say it's dry. I don't see it's raining, but it's true that maybe that cloudy situation could end in some rain at the end of the session or later on the session. So we'll have to see what drivers go on. Probably if drivers start to go as quick as possible, probably they expect some rain. To be honest, I'm not sure about the strategy in Italy. I think it's soft mediums, but if someone is watching and knows the strategy, please tell me. But I honestly think it's soft mediums. As we can see, Frederick is already on track, also Lonnie in the Alfa Romeo. And surprisingly, today we don't have Lee. We don't have Lee Kelly here. After that race, I don't know if he'll ever race again, but yeah, almost everyone out of the pits. Apparently there's no rain at the moment, but as I said, maybe some rain is forecasted and that's why many drivers are going out already. I have to say we have some new drivers. Well, or drivers that didn't race last week, like Sub 64, Fairhand Racer 2004, and that's it really. Luis, MNT Luis. So it's gonna be interesting to see what the pace is like, and to be honest, I'm gonna make a prediction for pole. As we can see that CRG Gamer is not here today, and that's so unfortunate because he had already an incredible, he had a bad first race, and he is now, like, if Sparks wins again, probably his title hopes will be gone by the end of today. As we can see, Frederick on a lap on the Toro Rosso on softs. Sorry for not putting everything, I just forgot. Over the curb, a little bit of gravel. Here, like Italy, I think it's one of the most beautiful circuits to drive on. I mean, I enjoy pretty much driving on Monza. And we can see once again Toro Rosso doing teamwork. Last week they did exactly the same, giving each other some slipstream, and we can see that today they are repeating the same strategy. Probably because, well, Italy is a track in which slipstream is probably really important for a lap. We saw it in the last Grand Prix in real life. The extraordinary situation that we had on qualifying, you know, many drivers not being able to complete a lap. As we can see, Frederick going on top with 1:19.9, but if I'm not wrong, there was an Alfa Romeo finishing a lap, and that's Lonnie that probably had invalidated or something, because his lap hasn't counted, and we can see both Reynolds, well, probably bunker laps or whatever. And Kilcree gets up to second. Not a bad lap, as we can see Sparks already putting a 1:18.65. That's not a bad time at all. Yeah, and what I was going to say, probably I'm gonna put, I don't know why, right? But I think it's gonna be Sparks on pole. Probably now the Red Bull. Yeah, look, now LeBron has the slipstream, and let's see what he is. Oh, and he validated. I cannot believe it. I don't know if he'll finish the lap or he'll just go to the pits. He's gonna finish it. Let's see what his time was like. 1:19.7, that would have been enough to be 7th position, which is currently being held by Levitt Racing Cohen. And Buster Racer once again showing that today he's a challenger, that he could be one of the favorite to take pole today. To be honest, I was going to bet for Buster Racer for pole, but I saw Sparks doing that lap, and I saw Buster Racer doing that bunker lap, and I was like, I don't know if Buster Racer could be today for the fight, but yeah, the prediction is done, and I went for Sparks. So let's see what the young Scottish driver can do today. Meanwhile, there's still some drivers that have not completed a lap. We can see LeBron probably now going into the pits. I don't think he has fuel for 2 laps, and that wouldn't be cool for his tires. So he'll probably go to the pits right now. Yeah, and he does. And let's see right now who could be on a lap. Maybe Phoenix. No, he's not. Let's put telemetry. Oh, and we can see many drivers going out for the second run on softs. Oh. And let's see. I like how they just don't care about that chicane. It's like they just don't stop cutting it. I mean, I understand that you want to do everything as fast as possible, you know, but generally I don't think that FIA would leave you to do that, you know. I don't think they would allow that. But still, interesting situation we have here with the chicanes, and we can see right now Lion finishing first sector, going through the chicane, going down to 4th gear, and quickly going up to 5th. You have to really watch out, because you can easily lose the back end, as we see Lion struggling to keeping the car on track right there, and now he's getting into a scary as he finishes the 2nd sector, and it seems a pretty solid lap. As we can see, someone has improved his time, but I'm not sure who was it. Probably Forbes. No, it wasn't Forbes. Well, and now we can see the McLaren going through Parabolica, and that Racing Point could actually affect him. I don't know if it really did. 1:19.0, and I think it definitely did. I don't know if it's my bad, like it's me who's watching that, but oof, if Forbes has internet issue, that's gonna be horrible. As we are now on board with Lion teammate Kilcree. Let's see what he's up to today. I mean, he has always shown that he can have the pace to challenge for the win, but I mean, generally, not on all tracks, but in most of the tracks he can be a contender, you know, for the win. And today maybe we might have him on the fight for the win, as he is going through Parabolica right now, and he's going into, no, he's not going into the pits, and he does a what? Oh, he almost goes fastest, 1:18.789. That's a decent time by the McLaren driver, pretty solid. So let's see who else on a lap right now. Kieski is on a lap. He improves, just a marginal improve, as he went a bit deep through the chicane, into the chicane, sorry. And now the Alfa Romeo probably trying to make a solid lap right now. He's 7/10 away from the lead. I don't know where he will be. Kieski always, it's a how to say it, he can surprise you, you know. Maybe you don't expect him to be high, and suddenly he put a good lap on the table. And let's see how he finish, getting closer to Parabolica, goes down to 4th, goes smooth on the throttle. And now on the exit, as Buster Racer puts on a 1:18.444, and Kieski improves by 2/10. Wow. Sparks is probably feeling the pressure right now. What? 1:18.4. That's pretty. Ooh, and the Toro Rosso almost loose in the back end, and that's probably the lap over. And once again, both teammates were going to help each other, but we can see that one of the Toro Rosso bottled it. As right now, LeBron. Oh, and watch out, because we still have 5 drivers that have not been able to complete a lap, and if they don't do so in the if they don't do before the end of the session, they could be in trouble for the race. And probably Lonnie. I mean, Lonnie last week he made an incredible comeback, but I'm not that confident if he'll start at the back, if he'll be able to repeat that comeback. Anyways, we are now on board with Luis, who is one of the drivers that haven't set the time yet. But let's see what he does in the first sector. 25.6. I don't know if that's solid or not, but in the map it appears purple. But to be honest, if it's made by Codemaster, you cannot trust. Now getting to the DRS zone, opening his DRS. Let's see what he does in the second sector, the back ender. We saw Vettel losing the car there and almost getting Stroll, you know, when joining back. And let's see, I think he goes, no, he doesn't go into the pits. 1:18 flat. Really close from Lion, just in front of Phoenix. And not a bad lap, as we can see Daniel has joined the party. Good to see you here.
Hello there, apologies for my being late.
Nah, no problem. The important thing is that you're finally here and that you're gonna be able to watch the race. Well, we still have 5 minutes remaining in qualifying, so you're gonna see the best part of the session. And as you can see right now, Buster Racer is leading with a solid 1:18.444, and it's Frederick, the Toro Rosso driver, just behind with 1:18.7, followed by Kilcree, 4,000 of a second just behind of Frederick. And we can see Sparks having trouble today to find the time. I mean, he has done a 1:18.8, and as far as I've seen today, it doesn't seem like he has the pace that Buster Racer is showing to have. Do you think that Sparks will be able to take pole today?
It's a tough one to call, to be honest with you, Paco, but I think Sparks has got the natural talent to fight with Buster Racer in this race, but he is 4 tenths down so far in qualifying. so I'm unsure for him. Burn Racer's just about to finish a lap.
Oof. I think he has started a lap, and let's see what he does in the first sector, because if he's able to improve that time even more, I think it's gonna be a psychological hit to Sparks, as he doesn't improve in the first sector, but maybe he still have. Nah, he went into the gravel, and I don't think that's a good lap. But still, 1:18.4. I mean, that's an amazing time, and for sure Sparks has the talent, but sometimes, I mean, you cannot be able to deliver every race, and probably Italy might not be the strength, like the strongest track for Sparks' skills and qualities, you know. But still, there's still 3 minutes remaining. Sparks is still able to maybe perform a miracle today. But anyways, we still have to keep an eye on other drivers, probably Kilcree, Frederick, although they are 3/10 behind Buster Racer. They could still be able to maybe set a competitive time to try and challenge Buster Racer, so we'll have to keep an eye on them.
It's a tough one to call.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
And let's see who's on a lap right now. I think Nokiski had invalidated, and probably he'll go into the pits. Yeah, he does. Right now we don't have that much action on track. We have Phoenix that has just invalidated the lap. I don't know if he has fuel for another attempt. And let's go on board with Parks, because he has just started his lap, and let's see what he can do. Will he be able to beat Buster Racer? At the moment he doesn't improve in the first sector, but he's still got 2 other sectors to try and beat the Renault driver. Oh, and I think he has. Yeah, I think he's gonna wait. He's gonna try and do another lap. As we can see, also Kilcree doing a lap.
Kilcree's gonna improve. He's gonna have to improve by 3/10 of a lap, but of course he's only 4/1000ths down on Frederick, so any improvement will be good for Kilcree. Presented as a team adversary, but he is just about 2/10 down on this lap, so, and he's just invalidated.
Yeah.
So it does not look like he's gonna challenge for the front row.
And it seems like he's not gonna try another lap. Yeah, I think he didn't have the fuel to go for another lap. And we can see now Sparks going for his last attempt to try and beat Buster Racer. Let's see if he can improve in that first sector, as we can see Kilcree and Kiski retiring from the session. They've had enough today. And it seems like they're not gonna be able to improve, and we can see Sparks not being able to improve in that first sector, but he still have half of the lap to try and beat a Renault driver. That seems that today he has no rival on track, as we have some yellow flags on sector 3, probably drivers trying to clear their space ahead of them to have a clean lap. And we can see now Sparks, he doesn't improve in the second sector, and he invalidates on Ascari, so his chances are over. He's not gonna be able to challenge Buster Racer. And we can see some drivers crossing the finish line just on the edge, and we can see that Forbes is gonna finish his lap. No, but it seems he wasn't on a lap, so unfortunate. So,
I'm watching Frederick on a lap right now. He's currently in the second sector, and he's got his teammate LeBron just in front of him. So potentially they're looking to give each other a tow. Frederick was already up on his time. All the lines spun off there, but Frederick, he was up on his sector to one time. You're gonna have to see through here, and he's 10th up. He's gonna come Gary now.
Wow.
Onto the last straight. Oh, he's invalidated. That's so unfortunate. He was looking to have a decent
But
run there.
anyways, excuse me for interrupting you, but Master Racer is gonna cross the finish line and it's gonna beat his time with a 1:18.3. What an amazing start from the Renault driver as he secures pole and he's gonna start in the first spot of the grid. Amazing stuff by the Renault. And as I was on board with Master Racer, I was seeing many drivers going into the wall or having issues, you know, or just losing the car, which shows that in Italy, in this circuit, you have to put all your focus on trying to get the perfect lap, because you can lose the back end so easily and you go always to the limit, you know. And that's why I think Master Racer today, he did an awesome job in qualifying.
Absolutely. So now qualifying is over. I totally agree that it is very difficult to put in a good lap. It's easy to lose the car, and it's also really easy to invalidate. You saw almost 5 tenths quicker than Frederick in second place. So, in my opinion, I think Vasta Racer could have this race in the bag, showing his pace here. But anything can happen in the races, so you can't call anything just right now.
Yeah, definitely. And as you can see, the top 10 is that, and out of the top 10, we can see Ferhan, Racer, Kiski, Forbes, Nathan, LeBron, Cohen, and Sam, and Kornhoff that was not able to complete a lap. Or I don't know if he was allowed to complete a lap. I'm not sure about that. But we now move on to the race. I think that the hope that maybe the drivers behind Pastor Racer have is that Italy is a track that is based on slipstream, and probably most of these drivers will try and keep under that second gap until the third lap, because if they do so, they're gonna be able to keep behind Pastor Racer. So I think that's like the hope that everyone is having right now. But still, Pastor Racer seems faster than anyone else today. And to be honest, I doubt that people will be able to follow him. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. As now drivers select their strategies and their fuel and everything, I'm gonna ask you your prediction for the top 3 today.
Well, gotta say in first place it's gonna be Vasta Racer. Second place, I think I'm gonna go with Sparks, and then third, I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with Loney. He had a really good performance back in Bahrain last weekend, and we can see that he can charge through the field. He came from, I think, 11th or 10th position.
11th, yeah.
Second place, so
Yeah,
we're gonna have to see what he can do from 5th on the grid.
Yeah, definitely it was a strong performance from him. And today I was commenting just before you joined that he hadn't completed a lap in Italy until he did his final lap. And I was starting to worry, because here in Italy it's not that easy to make such a strong comeback. Why? Because it's basically a DRS train, you know. It's always like, okay, you have DRS, you have slipstream, but the most probable thing is that the car ahead also has that slipstream and DRS, which is sometimes a bit frustrating. But yeah, now I'm gonna make my prediction. I think that Master Racer is gonna take the win. I think Lon is gonna be second, and let's see. I don't know why, but I think Forbes is gonna be third. Call me crazy. I know that's bold, but I don't know why I have a strong intuition about this.
Forbes is starting in 13th position, so it's going to be tough for him to get through the grid. You did say that it is difficult to make a comeback, but he was quicker on his laps, he was saying in the Twitter chat, but he was losing it, so I think he can also get into a strong point scoring position.
That's why I believe that he might be able to come back. And I don't know why I have an intuition about safety car, and I think he's gonna be benefited. Probably he DNF in lap 1, maybe not, but I still think that he's gonna be able to do a great race. And Buster Racer, just before this kick off, sorry, Buster Racer said that he doesn't know how that lap came from since he never drove Italy since 3 months ago. So everyone getting into the grid, and I'm gonna let you to guide us through this first lap, Daniel.
Alright, thank you very much. We are waiting, all cars on the grid, and lights are on, 5 red lights, and we are underway in Italy. Who's going to get the better start? It looks like Basta Racer got the better start, but covering the inside. No, there's already a crash, and I think that's Sab already out. Phoenix seems to have an incident, and there's a virtual safety car before we even get to the first corner. And so that is your starting order. Everyone seems to have kept their grid position from 5th place upwards. We just wait for this virtual safety car to come out, and the race is taking 5-second time penalty with gliding with another driver. No one at the top really benefited. It's just about getting the jump on the guys ahead of you when the virtual safety car goes away. When that will be, I don't know. So we're already into the second sector, coming on down to the second DRS straight. When will the virtual safety car go away? Frederick.
Yeah, we're
Frederick
back.
Got the jump on him, and he was putting side by side.
Ooh.
Coming now down the straight into a Scari. Basta Racer seems to have chopped off just a little bit behind Sparks, makes his way up to 3rd place, so that is him onto the podium behind Kiski. Kiski's now going to get a better exit out of the Scari. Now down this long straight into the Parabolica. Who's going to get the move? It's Sparks on the inside, Kiski on the outside. Who's going to be braver? It looks like Kiski's going to go deeper on the brakes. That inside line is going to help Sparks to keep their position. Meanwhile, back behind, Louis and Lion are having an incident, and Forbes is out of this race.
Oh my. Well, one of the prediction is gone. Yeah, and may that bring a safety car. As we can see, Frederick tried to launch around the outside, but that didn't work as planned, and he doesn't make it work. And Lonnie now is up to 4th, and watch out because Lonnie seemed to have a good pace, and now he could try and go to challenge Sparks, but Sparks won the win, and he's trying to overtake Frederick, but he didn't have he was not close enough to try the move. Meanwhile, behind, Lion trying to overtake the Ferrari from Luis as he goes down the inside. Easy move, and Luis tried to hold it, but he can't. And that's Lion up to 6th. And that first lap was chaotic, and I have to say that crash just when we had the start ruined a little bit that first lap, because to be honest I was expecting some chaos, but still after that virtual the restart was decent. I mean, there's still battle going on, so cool.
Pretty big battle going on for 6th place right now, and Lions
yes.
run on very wide. That's going to open the door,
and we have a free wide. Oh, beautiful. I love free wide, and might we have a 4 wide? No, that's too crazy there. As we can see, who will try and hold it. The Red Bull tries to go deep. The Renault back off. The McLaren tries to keep it down the inside. The Mercedes hits the back of Lion. And it's actually the Red Bull from Fairhand Racer who benefits from that 3 wide down to turn 1. That was insane. I mean, and none of them was able to back off. I mean, they didn't want to back off. So amazing stuff from these 3 drivers.
Shows the determination of them, and it allowed for the Ferrari of Louis to get away just a little bit. It's already been caught up by Furhan, so this could be a sign of Furhan's pace.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I have to say that it's surprising because I thought this would be. I think Buster Racer would start to create a gap, but he hasn't been able, and Kilcree has been able to actually get to the pack, and he's trying to overtake Lonnie, as Lonnie it's almost out of the TRS range with Sparks, and it's Buster Racer who sets the fastest lap, and Lonnie doesn't have DRS, and it's gonna be Kilcree who takes the chance, saying thank you for the position, and he's now gonna try to catch Sparks and try to recover that time he lost behind Kilcree as Forbes leaves the session.
Lonely looked to have had a bad exit off the Sky, which really compromised his run down the long straight into Parabolica, and that allowed the Kilcree to get the overtake done. So back up into P4 and hoping to track down Sparks in third. See, the front three are actually pretty tight knit right now.
And Nathan lost the back end of the car, and he just lost it in his spawn. But he didn't have damage, so he can continue on. But yeah, he lost a lot of time there.
Unlucky for him.
Yeah, and as you said, we have like a tight pack. Yeah, like many drivers being together. So, I mean, it's what Italy has, you know. If you keep that, like until the third lap, you keep yourself under that second, then it's gonna be pretty easy to keep your car behind another car, and you're gonna be stuck in that DRS train. So let's see if we can still see good racing. I mean, until now we've seen some good moves and some good overtaking, and we can see now Sparks trying to get the Toro Rosso down the inside of turn 1, and Frederick cannot defend that move. And I think Lonnie got back to P4.
Yep, Loney managed to get past Kilcree into turn number 1, so that is him back up to P4. Pretty decent battle between those two. They're in almost in their own bubble. They're quite far back from Frederick in third. They've got a nice gap to Louis behind them, so almost in their own little race by themselves.
Yeah, but still, they should be clever enough to try. Like right now, we can see Lonnie being able to get that gap. Like it was 1.7 and it's now already 1.4. I think they should be clever, you know, and say, hey, if we keep fighting, you know, we're only gonna lose time. And they have to be clever enough to try and catch Frederick, because if they get back to that DRS train, then they'll be able to be on the fight, and that's what they need right now. As we can see, I think it was a Haas who lost the car. I don't know if he has damage. No, he doesn't
have a clean nose, but unfortunately I think he spun out of the scarring on in 13th position. Got a really big gap to Sam behind. So Sam, Kiski and Phoenix most likely all involved in first lap carnage.
Yeah, and unless a safety car comes out, I don't think they'll be able to try and challenge for some good positions today. Even for points, they won't be able to do that. Right now, Lonnie is not being able to get that gap under the second, but he's keeping the gap constant in that 1.3, 1.4. And meanwhile in front, Sparks is behind Buster Racer, also keeping the gap still. I mean, not trying a move, not trying anything. So maybe what we're gonna see is just people trying to settle down, as we can see Lion trying to move on the Red Bull. Now he's gonna have that slipstream, as we can see many cars behind. We might see again a 3 wide on the straight, as Lion doesn't try the move, but if he has a good exit, he might be able to try the move before getting into turn 1, but he almost lose the back end, and it's BRT Marvin who's gonna try the move. But look at that Red Bull right there, who's having a good straight line speed, and Lion might try to have a look into the inside, and it's the Red Bull who tries to keep it round the outside. Oh, and he almost loses the back end. They bang wheels. and I think he has the position. Yeah, he has. And that was a bit risky because Marvin tried a move on Lion, but what he received was an overtake by Kornhoff. A bit unfortunate there, but it's Kornhoff is able to keep that pace. Probably he'll be able to catch again Lion and Farhan.
Back up in fourth position. I think Loney once again was feeling the pressure from Kilcree and Maps. Lost him a lot of time to Frederick, who's fallen off the back of the front two spots and Vasta Racer by 1.2 seconds, and now he's out of the DRS range. Which is unlucky for Frederick because he's doing good to keep up with them. He's in second place for a number of laps. Now he might be falling into the clutches of Loney without that DRS, and see how straight he's already losing time to that Alfa Romeo. He's once again showing that he's got pace.
Yeah, definitely. I agree totally with you. And honestly, Frederick seemed like once he lost that DRS range, he's not being able to keep the gap, and he's just losing bit by bit. But he's being able to keep Loney behind, and we can see. I think it's Loney. I don't know if there was contact or not, but I don't know if he has front wing damage. He doesn't.
So unfortunate for Loney there. It
Yeah.
looked like the tyre tracks in the gravel, so he might have dropped it on the exit. I don't think he got into easy to slip into gravel trap, but now he's out at the point, which is so unlucky. He might want to come to the pits, maybe switch onto an alternate strategy. He's got nothing to lose right now.
Ooh, and the Renault
been spun around by LeBron.
No, I don't think he was spun by, like, I don't know if there was contact. I think it was Marvin who lost it. Like, it's really difficult to say what happened there, as we can see some drivers pitting now.
Lions also lost a handful of positions, so I might have been wrong in saying it was LeBron to do it, and it might have been contact with Lion, or that's a tough one to call. All we do know is that now Marvin and Lion, who are both in the points, are now coming to the pits, as is a lot of drivers, including Frederick and Kilcree, two high points runners. They're now coming out of the pits, which moves the Red Bulls into third and fourth. But they are 9.8 seconds back from Sparks and Vasta Racer. They're just keeping in their train, trying not to kill their tyres too much.
Yeah,
and
but the thing is that the Red Bull have to pit, and that's actually an interesting call, because I think Kornhoff is on softs. I think. Yeah, he is. Oh, and his teammate is on mediums, so they actually don't have to pit on the same lap, which is rather positive. Oh, and the Toro Rosso trying to move on Loney. He's gonna lose some time there. If he wanted to try the undercut, it's not gonna work. And let's see now. As Loney goes into the pits right now. And will LeBron be able to... Oh, maybe he is. We might have a surprise from Frederick, sorry. No, oh, LeBron goes on. Oh, the one I was looking was Frederick. Sorry, I was lost. Yeah, there's still a massive gap there. 1.5, I would say.
LeBron could maybe try and hold up Vasta Racer and Sparks for his teammate, maybe pull a Ferrari where they used to intentionally leave Kimi Räikkönen out to let Vettel catch up a bit.
Definitely.
He could maybe try that with Vasta and Sparks to help Frederick get back into the fray. He's now in 6th position. He's not entirely out of this. He's still close to these two by just about 2 seconds or so. He's now going to have DRS on Cohen. He's not stopped yet. fresh mediums against 10-lap-old mediums, and that is the move done. Into Ascari they come, that is Frederick miles ahead even before the corner. For Ascari they come, and that is 5th place for Frederick. Now he's 1.6 back from CRG Sparks, who's lost quite a bit of time to Vasta Racer. He's now almost out of DRS range. Vasta seems to have had a better pit stop, maybe.
Probably. That could be the reason why. And to be honest, I mean, LeBron right now doesn't have anything to fight for. I mean, he has front wing damage and he would probably be outside the top 10. So, seeing what has happened in quali, you know, that the Toro Rosso drivers are always willing to help each other, you know, in slipstream and all that. Probably we'll see some sort of teamwork here. It could be cool. I mean, Frederick would have the chance to try and catch back. But let's see what happens. I mean, right now LeBron has that front wing damage, so he would be in clear disadvantage. But who knows? Maybe we would get surprised, as we can see Frederick losing valuable time to Sparks.
If he wants any chance of winning this race, then he's going to have to rely on LeBron to help him out a little bit and to block these two who are now almost within DRS range of the Toro Rosso, who are almost going to be helpless against him. But if he can just hold his lines and go slower on the exits, whatnot, maybe he can hold them up just a little bit. It's definitely a tough one to do. Now Lyon's out of this race, and the safety car is out.
Oh, and that's perfect for LeBron and Farhan. Well, probably Farhan. We might see Farhan in first spot.
Could be. Well, we will have to see, as now Cohen and Kornhoff both come into the pit. I think Kornhoff's pitting once again. He's going on to a set of soft tyres.
Oh, that's bold. Well, actually, Cohen, everyone is going into the softs.
Interesting.
Well, we'll see some drivers on mediums, some drivers on... I'm gonna actually put the thing. Well, we have 2 drivers on softs, 15 laps on softs. Oof, I see that difficult to accomplish. Well, actually 13, because probably the safety car will go in lap 14, 15, depending on the time that the drivers take to get into the pack, you know. But it's actually a bold move, because of course now medium drivers have a dilemma, you know. It's an interesting call to do, and Farhan will be the first to pit, and let's see what tires he chooses to get.
This is gonna help guys like Phoenix.
Oh, and he had penalties.
Kiski get back into the pack because they are miles off of anyone else. But now with this safety car, they're going to be allowed to catch back up on the fresh set of tyres. All 3 of them came into the pits. Kiski fitting the medium, so does Sam. But then Phoenix opting for the softs. So it's a strange call for these drivers to go onto the softs because they can't make it to the end. We've got about 14 laps in the Grand Prix to go, so we're hardly halfway. And they're fitting another set of softs. I think a set of softs to go to the end. Burham's come out in 6th position, so it's helped him somewhat. He's now ahead of Nathan. And Kornhoff's out of this Grand Prix.
Yeah, because I think he got a drive-through for speeding under the safety car. So he just gave up, probably. I mean, I don't know people who speed under a safety car. I don't know how they do it. I mean, it's really difficult to do it. I mean, you have a delta, you just have to follow it. So where's the issue, you know? But still, he's out of the race right now, and that's a position that BRT Sam gains, and he goes onto the Hearts. Wow.
He's looking to play the long game and try and not make another stop in this Grand Prix, but anything can happen. So we could see another safety car at some point. We just don't know right now.
Yeah, we don't, and it's so unpredictable. I mean, and now the good thing is that we're gonna see all the pack together, you know, and we're gonna see some interesting fight if we are optimistic about it. So let's see what happens. Safety car is not going in this lap. The safety car has to wait for Phoenix and Sam. And I wonder if they'll be able to catch up before lap 14 ends. I mean,
Soon the safety car will come in, but eventually it can't stay out forever, so soon it will just decide they're too far back.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if they keep going fast, it doesn't appear that message, but the question is if they'll be able to catch up. I think they will. Well, at least the Racing Point will. I don't know if Sam will be able to. But it's actually interesting because every lap that they keep under the safety car, it's better for soft runners because they'll be able to make their tires go till the end. So that call might not be a wrong one. You know, 12 laps on softs. It's pretty possible to do, and they might still have a chance to do well. So let's keep an eye on them. But oh, and the Alfa Romeo, what a bottle from Lonnie. He did a Grosjean on Baku.
I think I
And poor him, safety car in this lap. Yeah. If I have been Lonnie, I would have tried to just keep there and let's see if the safety car just carried on one more lap, because he would have had the time to try and go for new tires and repair the front wing. So Lonnie unfortunately is out of the race right now. I mean, he doesn't have a chance to win or to try and go for the podium. So let's see, as Sam gets a 5-second time penalty. Sparks will try to attack Buster Racer. What will Buster Racer do? Will he try to hold the pack? No, he doesn't, and we can see a side-by-side between Sparks and Buster Racer. Well, or at least it seemed. Or we can see Sparks moving towards the outside. And they go side-by-side, they could bang wheels. Sparks tries the move, and he makes it. He makes it work, but Buster Racer says, no, I'm not giving you the position, and he will try back now as he tries to have that inside line, and he's gonna try to have the move back, but I don't know if he'll be able to make it work. No, he doesn't. And meanwhile behind, we don't see many. Well, I think Farhan Racer gained one position, but behind him everything keeps. Oh, the Renault and the Haas going side by side. This could end really badly, but they respect each other, and Cohen trying to have a better run towards this straight before Ascari, and let's see the Haas trying to beat Marvin, but it doesn't seem like he has the straight line speed to try and beat the Renault driver, and it doesn't. And let's see now, because Buster Racer is now heading towards the main straight line, and he will try to get that position back. I mean, he needed. I mean, if Sparks wins today, that would be insane, because I think he said it last week, it's not his best track, and he's been able to challenge Buster Racer. As we can see behind the Red Bull trying to move on the McLaren, they still side by side. Meanwhile behind, the Toro Rosso overtook Nathan, and now Kilcreek goes down to 5th, and Farhan Racer gains another position. Watch out for this guy, because he could actually be on the move for podium at least.
He's on those fresh set of soft tyres that he came in for on the safety car restart. Meanwhile, these guys were just up ahead of him on decently aged medium tyres, so the pace is just going to be absolutely exponentially different. So I think Verhan is going to be able to overtake Frederick at some point. Whether he can catch up and overtake Vassar and Sparks, it will be difficult. It's one thing to catch up to them, it's another to overtake them, and running very wide was the Torosso of LeBron as well as Nathan. They came out very wide out of Ascari, I think. DRS will now be enabled as now Kiski into the Parabolica moves up into a point scoring position after being well out of this race. DRS now is enabled. So
And Farhan is going for the move. He's moving towards the inside. He's gonna send it. He didn't need to. He already had the position before getting into turn 1, and he's now up to 3rd. And I think he's going for the win. I mean, he has the pace, and it wouldn't be crazy to think that until the tires let him to have that pace, he will try and go for the win.
the soft tyres are not going to last forever, so soon he will fall off the pace. Whether he can get past Vassar and Sparks before then is hard to predict. But he's already pulled out a decent gap to Frederick. Frederick's still going to have DRS on Furhan though. Just going to open that, get the little bit of drag reduction there to pull him along. Now into the Sky, my mistake. Faster Racer was looking up the inside of Sparks, but he didn't seem to make any moves stick. Now down this long straight here, can he make a move into Parabolica, or he will wait to turn number 1? Doesn't look like he's going to try for an overtake here.
Oof, and now he's gonna have DRS. Faster Racer will try. I don't know. It's actually interesting to see, because I don't know if they will try to create a gap to the drivers behind, but it seems like Sparks didn't want to hold on that position as he locks up, and Master Racer is now leading, and Farhan has been able to get that gap under a second. So maybe Sparks probably, the fight for the win probably will be between Master Racer and Sparks, but the question is if Farhan will try and go for the win, because at the moment he has the pace, but as you said, when those tires start to fall off, as we see yellow flags in sector 2, I think it's a Ferrari, it's Sam.
It's
Yeah, and he retires. Yeah.
Could that trigger
No,
a safety car?
no, because it
Doesn't
was
look like
manually.
Okay.
Unfortunate for some. And right now Sparks just behind Bastard Racer. Will he try back? He's really close, and meanwhile behind Farhan right now is under that second, so he could get DRS. And that would be interesting, although he lost it just before entering the DRS detection zone, or maybe not. We will see now.
What Furhan's going to be hoping for is another safety car so he can preserve those soft tyres for even longer. Also,
Yeah,
right
definitely.
now up the inside of turn number 1, Sparks moves into the lead once again, so these two are just swapping
Positions, yeah.
positions. Not seeming to fight each other that much because they probably know that Furhan is right behind them. On the softs, which don't seem to be helping him too much anymore. He doesn't seem to be making any rapid gains on them.
And look at
But
Nathan.
visually it looks like he's catching.
Oof. Yeah, I mean, as you said, yeah, the soft, I mean, the strongest part of the softs are the first laps, because they are fresh. The medium runners already had some laps on their tires, but right now, yeah, it starts to get the same pace between tires, you know, and probably now medium runners will have an advantage over soft runners. So now we have an interesting fight, because now the soft runners that were able to make up positions, if they'll have to be able to defend them. It's gonna be quite exciting to see. As we can see now, Buster Racer closing up again, and probably it will happen the same as in the previous laps. They just they just swap positions.
Still, Furhan is right behind Frederick's beginning to catch up to him, and he's just brought it under a second. Mentalism guys all occupy positions 4th through to 8th. So showing from the Mentalism team. Someone goes through the gravel there. Furhan Racer's tyres look to be going off just a little bit. He's now slipping out of the DRS range. Frederick is reeling him in ever so slightly as the laps go by. So he has DRS, but I don't believe Furhan Racer. He does not have DRS on Sparks up ahead. Through Ascari they come. Furhan Racer seems to be losing a lot of time to Frederick through here. That's the straight. Look back at the leaders.
But
Gap's been formed. Been a pretty sizable gap between Vasta and Sparks, so it's called now.
No, but I think Sparks doesn't want to try because it's just stupid what they would. I mean, it's not stupid because they don't lose time, but swapping position, it's the same as staying behind. So what's the point? As we can see, Phoenix retiring, but he retired into the pit, so no safety car. Virtual safety car. Oh, surprising.
He might have lost it at the exit of Parabolica somewhere and maybe hit the wall.
Oh yes, because it's... Oh, and he disappeared, but let's see if we can see maybe some pieces of his car. No, we can't. Quite weird, the position in which he crashed, but if a safety car had come out, that would be insane, because we would have a totally different perspective of the race. We would have 5 laps, basically a 5 lap lobby, you know, 5 lappers. Which would be insane to see. Probably most drivers trying to dive bump and just trying to go for the move in positions that generally you wouldn't try. Let's see when this virtual... Oh, right now. As we are back into green, and we can see Basta Racer has been able to keep the gap over those 5/10 that he was holding. And right now we have yellow flags in sector 2. I think it's Loney, but he didn't crash, so he's still in the race, but losing a lot of time. And right now Sparks has DRS, and he's not interested in making the move. He's just trying to save some DRS, and meanwhile behind Kilcree trying to send it, but he was a bit far to try. And behind we see some fight going on between the Haas and the Ferrari. Luis trying to hold round the outside, but he has a really bad exit, and it's now the Alfa Romeo who says thank you very much, and he takes both positions. And now the Renault from BRT Marvin trying to gain those positions, as the Ferrari is the one that has lost the most, and Cohen trying to hold round the outside, but that was a bad idea, because now you're giving it the chance for Marvin to gain that position back, but he was held, and now the Ferrari gains 1 position, and he's now 10th. As we have yellow flags in sector 1, yeah, it's Loney who retired. And look at that Ferrari, because he could try and go for the move into Ascari, but he just stays back. He doesn't really want to try right there, because he would lose a lot of time. Oh, and LeBron is out. Probably those softs were not helping.
Fun at Ascari, unfortunately.
And Frederick
needs to get past Furhan here with DRS now.
Yeah, we might see a free white now. Furhan Racer down the inside. Oh, he goes deep, but he keeps the position. And watch out for the McLaren, because if he has a good exit, he might try a move on Frederick. Nah, he's... I don't know if it's this straight line speed or what, but it seems like he doesn't want to try. And meanwhile behind, Marvin and Cohen keeping the fight going on. I think Cohen on those softs, he's already feeling the wear on those tires. And we can see, I think Nathan spun. Come on, stop spawning and crash and cause a safety car. We still have time for a safety car. We still have time for an amazing end, you know.
Now that Sparks and Basta Racer have pulled out a gap, pretty sizable gap to Furhan behind, they might want to start. They might, well, they might not want to, but they might try and start fighting each other for the lead of the Grand Prix. Still within DRS range on Basta Racer, Sparks. So he is clinging on to the back of the Renault.
Yeah, and we have to keep an eye also on the battle behind, because I don't think Sparks will try the move down the inside. No, he doesn't. But look behind the McLaren, the Toro Rosso, and the Red Bull trying to fight for that last spot on the podium. As we can see that the Toro Rosso is not having the best exit from turn 2. And the McLaren seems to have a good exit, but then the straight line speed is not good enough. As we are back on board with Sparks. Ooh, almost losing the back end, but being able to save it. And there are many battles going on right now. But probably the most interesting one is the one for the win, of course. Will Sparks try and start trying to overtake Basta Racer?
They are coming up to 3 laps to go at the line, but here from Sparks' point of view, he is lifting off, trying to just keep the distance to Basta, so I don't think he wants to try making the move now. Option to get to Furhan, now been overtaken, and he's spun.
He doesn't open DRS, yeah, and Furhan is up. Oof.
That was unlucky for Furhan, he was running really well, but now he's down in 10th position. So now it's going to be a battle for second place, and Frederick getting his elbows out with Kilfree on exit. Who's going to have the better one? Looks to be Frederick, but they down the inside.
All side by side. And I think Frederick has damage, so he could have cost Furhan Racer to lose the car, probably.
Frederickson, yeah, he's lost that front right end plate. Whilst that lap comes out, I believe LeBron opening someone else. I think it was LeBron. The fastest lap of Grand Prix. So, Kiski's in 4th.
Yeah, I mean, he was making a good comeback. He was way behind, but everyone was just DNFing and crashing, and he just have picked up his pace, and he has been able to get himself up to 4th, and now he has overtaken the Toro Rosso from Frederick that has some damage on his end plate. And probably he will try now to go for Kilcree. As we can see now, Sparks going through the exit of the Parabolica. We're getting to the, we have 2 laps remaining. Right now, probably we're just waiting for the last lap. I mean, he will try on the last lap, and that's sometimes risky, but he doesn't have any other alternative, because if he tries now, Basta Racer would be the one that would have a chance to overtake on that final lap. So let's see what happens. Meanwhile, behind, Kiski almost had a shot on Kilcree. Wait, he's having that slipstream, and he's having the run, and he's going down the inside on that chicane as it secures P3, and it's now Kilcree on the podium. But the McLaren is not over yet. He wants to try and keep that 3rd spot for McLaren, but it doesn't seem like his tires, those 17 laps mediums, are definitely on the cliff. And we can see that now Kiski is trying to pull away, but still not enough. Probably now Kilcree trying to have better traction on Kiski, and definitely he's having it, but we have to go now with Basta Racer. This is silly. Are you watching Basta Racer and Sparks? They were both lifting off. They were both lifting to leave the other half, the DRS, and now it's gonna be Sparks, the one who's gonna have the chance to be on the lead, and Basta Racer will try to hold on, but as we can see, that straight line speed with DRS is just amazing, and the Renault is now P2, but both of them were clever enough to see that whoever had the DRS was the one that would probably take the win, but might Basta Racer have another chance to overtake Sparks? I don't know. There's still more than half of the lap remaining. So he might try on the second DRS zone or before the Parabolica, but definitely he has the run and he almost loses it again. Definitely he's trying really, really hard, but those tires are not ready for that action, for that much action. And we can see now he's gonna try and have that DRS. He's gonna go fully with overtake mode. He's definitely catching Sparks. He's gonna try before Ascari. They're going side by side. Sparks tries to hold through the inside. They respect each other. This could end in tears. And it's now Buster Racer getting that P1, but Sparks will have the last word before the finish line as he goes round the outside through Parabolica, and Buster Racer will try to hold on, but who will take the win? This is gonna be photo finish, as it's now Buster Racer who's ready to take the win. And what an amazing drive from the Renault. Amazing fight until the finish line, and it's Frederick who takes P3. Wow, what have we just witnessed? Wow.
It was incredible driving there from both of them. You can see they were losing the back end out of Ascari, but both of them managed to hold it. What a finish!
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is the closest finish I've ever seen in F1. I mean, commentating. It's just insane. And they had a fight going on for the whole lap, and they were able to keep it clean because for once I thought that would have end in tears, but it didn't. So amazing stuff from both of them, and all the merit to Buster Racer because he has beat Sparks, you know, that has shown that he's the strongest driver in on the field, and he has been able to take a victory that probably will boost his morale, you know, and probably for the next races he'll be stronger than ever. Wow.
Oh my word, I've got to give my personal driver of the day to Buster Racer just for winning that battle at the end there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I would go for Sparks or for Buster Racer, but honestly I have to give it to Kilcree. Not to Kilcree, sorry, for Kiski. I always confuse both names because he started 12th, you know, he doesn't have that pace that maybe other drivers have. It. He has that consistency, you know, and he was able to keep it clean, you know, despite being involved in those incidents in the first lap, and he was able to get fourth. But Spark also did an amazing job, you know. He showed that it was not his strongest track, but he was able to keep an amazing fight till the end with Buster Racer, and probably, yeah, Buster Racer. Paul kept first spot, and amazing race from the Renault. Now, yeah, we're going to do interviews, definitely. Wow, I mean, what an amazing fight, seriously. Let's see. Have you ever seen something like that before? Definitely, I agree there. I mean, they had it difficult because the tires were not in their best, you know, and it's really difficult. Like, I thought that it would have ended badly because the tires were not like to keep that battle, and still they were able to keep it going and respecting the limits. So yeah, definitely it has been insane, definitely. So we're now waiting drivers to join for the interview. Let's see who joins first. But yeah, it was an insane battle. Wow. As we have Sparks, the first one to join. Hello.
Hello.
And let's see if anyone else joins. It doesn't seem so, so we'll probably start with you. And definitely, it was not your strongest track. You had issues in qualifying. Tell us, how did you feel first in qualifying after that lap?
I mean, well, my only lap in qualifying was my banker lap, which the banker was alright. An 18.8 banker isn't horrible. And then I'm never really that confident around this track. And then every lap, it was either the first corner or the second chicane I messed up, and then it just went downhill from there. But I knew I had the pace outright in the race, so I wasn't too worried about it. But yeah, qualifying was probably one of the worst performances I've ever had.
Hmm. There were some incidents with safety car and all that. Did it benefit you or it didn't affect at all?
I don't think it really affected me or Vaster, because the whole race, I think we were just that bit quicker than everyone else. So I mean, maybe it would have affected the end result from tyres wearing out and stuff, because I thought Vaster was struggling tyres near the end of the soft stint more than me. But apart from that, I think it would have just been the same.
On that, before the last lap, I was laughing. I mean, because most of you knew that whoever had the DRS would probably have the most chances to win. But it didn't. Like in the end, Buster Racer incredibly was able to hold on. What are your feelings about that battle? Did you think for a moment that you were going to be able to overtake him?
Well, coming in the last 2 laps, he started doing that, like lifting off the throttle in the straight, and I was thinking in my head that I'll brake if I have to. Like I'm not passing him. And then in that second last lap, he slowed down like a lot. So I slowed down a lot with him. Then I got him in the straight, but then that whole last lap, it was so intense. I think if in that last corner, if I didn't get that snap of oversteer, I would have got it. But I don't know. Either way, it was some battle. Either way, like, even though I finished second, I'm happy to have had that battle because it was brilliant.
Daniel, do you have any question for us, Sparks?
Well, first of all, congratulations on your performance. You were absolutely stellar throughout the race. And so, when you were battling with Buster Racer on that last lap, what was going through your mind? Like, did you think at any point you could have won that battle?
I mean, when coming up through Ascari, I thought to myself, right, I'm not going to leave him a lot of room. And I didn't leave him a lot of room, and he somehow still stuck there. And I was like, how's he done that then? Then in the exit, when we were going side by side, honestly, I had no clue. I was so focused on just getting in front of him that I had such tunnel vision. But then that snap of oversteer came, and he got ahead of me, and I kind of just accepted second there. But yeah, as I said before, even though I finished second, I think that battle was good enough to make my night.
Absolutely stunning performance. Unlucky on the win, but an incredible spectacle to watch. So, well done to you.
Thanks.
Just before ending, I have a last question. Next round is Belgium. It's a strong track for you. Do you think you'll be able to win there?
I mean, I don't know. It's a strong track for Vaster as well. And I'm sure if the other quick guys turn up, it'll be strong for them. But I don't know. Can't really tell with this how close this grid is. I came into Italy thinking no way I'm going to even get close to winning. That happened. I came into Bahrain last week thinking I hate this track, and I won it. So who knows? I could go into next week thinking I'm going to win this by a mile and come in fifth. So we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, of course I got pole there in AORF1, so confidence is high for that track.
All right, let's hope that you can have a good race around Belgium and that we can see more fights between yourself and Buster Racer, because today's one was insane. Do you have anything else to add to the broadcast, Daniel?
Pardon?
That if you have anything else to add, before ending the stream?
Don't think I do know.
All right. So it has been an insane race. We've seen many battles going on, despite some people saying that Italy won't give good racing. But it did, definitely it did. And it has been all for today. Thank you for everyone that joined during the live stream. For everyone that commentated during the live stream. And probably we'll be back at 8 with HTA assist tier. And next week we'll be back with HTA Elite in Belgium. So keep tuned, subscribe to be able to see notifications. And yeah, it has been all for today. Thank you very much, and till next week.